Chapter 11. On the Day. The house was buzzing with life. When Kathleen went for breakfast, she barely recognised her own home. The aunties and uncles had arrived early to help decorate. Auntie Dee was hanging up Happy First Holy Communion banners. Auntie Di was tying balloons onto every tree and bush in the garden. Uncle Dave was putting a huge white bow on the garden swing. There were flowers and scented candles all over the place. Tommy and Teddy were sitting quietly on the sofa in the conservatory.
"Lads, are ye not feeling well?" asked Grandad. "We're being good," said Teddy. "Shush, Teddy," said Tommy. "We're not acting the maggot today because Kathleen is making her Holy Credit Union."
Dad was doing a special version of the Saturday fry-up. He called Auntie Dee, Auntie Di and Uncle Dave in from the garden. There were 3 big frying pans on the hob. One big one for Auntie Dee and Uncle Dave, who were working hard, plus a vegetarian one for Auntie Di. They marched in and shouted out orders. They looked like scruffy workmen in their jeans and sweatshirts. "Are you guys worried about going out dressed like that?" asked Dad.
"Why so?"
asked Auntie Dee. "Aren't you afraid RT might want to film you for their style section?" Everyone laughed. Dad was very proud of the fact that Mum had been stopped twice by RT because of her lovely clothes. They filmed her for a fashion programme explaining where she had got the beautiful things she was wearing. "Where are the ladies now?" asked Auntie Di.
"Flew away,"
said Teddy. "Shh, Teddy," said Tommy. Just then Mum knocked on the kitchen door. "Holy Communion girl coming through," she shouted. Everyone watched the door as Mum opened it wide and beckoned Kathleen in. Everyone cheered and clapped. "Tissues!" shouted the aunties. "Has anyone got tissues?" All the aunties were crying and Dad was rubbing his eyes. "Unbelievable," said Di. "Stunning," said Dee. "Grand," said Dave. Kathleen looked amazing. With her long legs and slim build, she cut an elegant figure. The dress, which looked straight and plain on the hanger, was stylish and refined once Kathleen put it on. Mum had placed the beads in a see-through chiffon pocket sewn neatly onto Kathleen's bag. They added a discreet splash of colour. "Come here, love," said Grandad. "Here's something for you." He held up a beautiful white gold necklace with a cross and put it around Kathleen's neck. "I did some internet shopping myself," he explained. Kathleen threw her arms around him. "I wish you were coming," she said. Suddenly everyone got busy. Dad grabbed the camera and took Kathleen to the garden for photos. When they came back in, the aunties and uncles had been transformed. The work clothes were gone, and they looked super smart in high heels, a suit, and glammy makeup. "You get some style from this side of the family too, Kathleen," said Auntie Dee. Dad looked stunned. "You're coming to Mass?" he asked. "But you haven't been to Mass since you came to my wedding." Dee, Di and Dave shrugged. "Well, we're coming along now, for Kathleen." Kathleen had something in her hand. "Is this for Father Hearty?" she asked, holding up a €20 note. "Mrs. Copter next door just put it in my bag." Everyone laughed. "Ah, bless," said Auntie Di. Kathleen decided to check again later. Uncle Dave gave a shout. "Hey, have you seen the time? Come on, everyone, cars. I'll take these 2, he shouted, scooping up Teddy and putting Tommy onto his shoulders. All the cars headed for the church. "Take plenty pictures for me," said Grandad. "I'll be back as quick as I can," said Kathleen, hugging him goodbye. Kathleen's mum helped her into the back seat and off they went. The sun was shining without a cloud in the sky. "Is that your friend's Copter?" asked Dad. Kathleen looked out. "I don't think so, Dad. It's black and hers is white. And there's 2 of them. No, 3. They parked outside the church next door to the school. The churchyard was heaving with girls in white, smart lads in suits, and everyone else in their colourful Sunday best. Father Hearty suddenly appeared with 2 huge flags. "Welcome, everyone. Can you all stand over here because—" Whatever he said next was drowned out by the roar of helicopters. A fleet of 20 black choppers was making straight for the church. Everyone huddled together and stared. The helicopters were hovering in a circle over the church. Simultaneously, every chopper cast out a long rope ladder. Men in black were climbing down the ladders at speed. A strange assortment of items was being lowered on ropes into the yard. Mysterious packages of all sizes. The children were too fascinated to be scared. "They're fixing the hole," said Kathleen's dad. More than that, said Mum, they're decorating. The men had created a temporary driveway into the church, and other men rolling out a thick cream and white carpet. Gold embroidery on the carpet spelled out the words, "Welcome to the house of God." 6 men rolled it along the driveway and into the church. 6 other men were attaching huge, tall bunches of white and gold flowers to every pew. A mixture of flowers and fibre optics made each bouquet shimmer and glow. 4 men in black were doing special effects. White fire fountains appeared all around the edge of the churchyard. A light show of dancing crosses was being projected onto the church walls. The helicopters circling the church suddenly lowered their ladders. The men were pulled back on board and the helicopters sped off. 6 more black helicopters approached, flying close together. As they approached the church, they split up to reveal a little white chopper decorated with a pattern of silver crosses. "Is that your friend's chopper?" asked Dad. "It can't be," said Kathleen, puzzled. "She's over there." Nessa was over by the gate with her dad. The 2 of them were grinning and waving at Kathleen. The chopper was coming down, creating huge gusts of wind. All the girls grabbed their veils, while the ladies held onto their hats. The doors opened and Kathleen screamed. It was Grandad. He wasn't stuck at home. He was right here. Nan Knowles was right beside him. "Surprise!" they shouted. Nessa's dad came over to shake their hands. "Good landing, chaps," he said. He shook Father Harty's hand with both his hands. 2 men in black grabbed the wheelchair and raced into the church along the luxury carpet. Nessa ran up to Kathleen. "Are you happy?" she asked. "I got the point of communion. If Jesus had a helicopter, he would have lent it to your granddad." Kathleen nodded. She was too happy to speak. Nessa and her dad went off hand in hand, grinning. Kathleen's family gathered around her. Everyone in the churchyard was smiling. There was a shout from the church. Father Harty was standing at the new entrance. "Come on in, everyone," he said. "Let's get these children into this church of ours. I think it'll be a very good day." The end.